Hey everybody, it's FarmrTrogg. We're going to do a walk through the field before it starts pouring out here. It poured last night too, but so look at that. We got poppies this year. Look at what happens when you seed flowers like they're supposed to be seeded. All right, so we're going to do a quick run through of the fields here. Hopefully it won't start pouring on me. It's a little drizzle right now, but that's okay. So, how's everything looking? We were out here all day yesterday in the heat. Everything looks wonderful, actually. A little bit beat up from the rain last night, but they'll be okay. This is all tomatoes here. Where you see it's green, it's just the walkway. I haven't mowed yet because until last night there hadn't been rain or any reason to mow. Got some down at the end of those beds there. What do we got? Kohlrabi. And then we got peppers here, all sorts. We got greens, we got reds, we got orange, we got Carmen, we got Hungarian hot wax, we got jalapenos, poblanos, habaneros, something else. Oh, what's here? This one, cilantro. It's looking horrible. It's just cilantro is how it looks. Hopefully it'll not really bolt like it's been wanting to. Got some chard and some kale down here. Broccoli that's not in the tunnel. What else do we got? Okay, these beds here, these are our squash beds. So cucumbers here, I think zucchini and zucchini. Yeah, the yellow leaf there, that's a yellow zucchini. Then we got patty pan and patty pan and patty pan and melons. Hopefully we'll get some of those to grow. Beans are looking good. 2 rows of beans here right now. Peas are looking not good. They're really late. This is just how it's been. Hopefully we'll get something off of them. And then we got a bed of cauliflower here. Over here is winter squash and more winter squash and more winter squash and more winter squash. And there's some pumpkins in here too. And maybe some gourds, and they're all just poking out. And then yesterday we seeded more cucumbers and marigolds and zinnias. And, well, we didn't seed, we planted. And then here's our radishes and turnips for the next week. Out here, wonderful gnat cloud. Out here, so we haven't planted anything in these first beds, but the beds furthest out there are all popcorn with a bed of sunflowers. I put in 3 beds of the rainbow gem popcorn and I think another 7 beds of the yellow popcorn, and like I said, a bed of the teddy bear sunflowers. Over there in acre, well, we'll get over there. Acre, this is 6 behind me with all the popcorn is acre 5. We're just gonna cut through the fence here because I don't want to walk all the way around 2 acres. Go through our shortcut gate. But this acre, where I would say right now the main crops are, is looking really good. We've been keeping up with the weeding. We've been drip line feeding. Whatever we can, but not too much. So it's been staying healthy even without the water. But like I said, it looks like we got 2 inches last night. Not sure if that was good or bad. At least with our soil, it can hold on to it. So out here where we do our lettuce and our beets and stuff, the beets and carrots haven't sprouted yet. That's what would be in those 2. Onions, these are the storage onions. We got the 3 types right here all the way down. There's some asparagus here, but not big because it takes several years to get that established. And then these are our lettuces. We keep the lettuces in the yard, inside the fencing where the dogs are. The dogs don't really bother them. And we found when we put them in the field, the deer like to come in and eat the insides out, which is never fun. Oh, did I leave ahead of I did, look at that. I was harvesting bok choy earlier today, and I left a couple heads out here. That would explain the shortage. All right, so out in this field, first planting of sweet corn is up here. Obviously that doesn't look good. Then we've got sunflowers, they're starting to poke through. Then another planting of sweet corn with sunflowers, and then yesterday I did a third planting with sunflowers. Bok choy and the lettuce, and then here's a Napa cabbage. We'll start getting this in shares. I'm thinking in 2 weeks. It's starting to fill in. I'd like to give it a little bit more time. This week we got head lettuce in shares. The biggest reason is because with the heat, the head lettuce has started to get taller instead of wider, which means it's getting ready to bolt and flower. So we're going to be taking the head lettuce before we take the leaf lettuce like last week. It really jumped up this week and surprised me. If you look, nope, other way. Ooh, it's wet. Way out there, we got the pigs in a 1/4 acre and acre 3. They ate down their 1/4 acre and acre 2, so we moved them. Let's come back here. Nope. Let's come back here. Yeah. All right, so we'll do a quick walk in the tunnel. I did some work in here today. Also harvested kale for shares. I thought we might have broccoli almost ready, but the almost is the key there. There's a couple heads that are ready, but the rest are still too small, so we'll be doing broccoli next week. You can see these tomatoes, they're just growing like crazy. We've already got fruit on them. There's a weed. Let's get that out of here. Like crazy. Here's the few that are pretty decent size, but then we get further up and they're just not ripe enough yet. So we're gonna give them another week. I might take the ones that have to be picked to market. We'll see how I feel. You can see they're just need a little bit more time. Ooh, more tomatoes. So between the tomatoes here, well, no, let me start here. Looks like broccoli in a week. Tomatoes, I mean, everything's got fruit on it. So we're probably looking like mid-July for tomatoes out of the tunnel here. And then over here, you can see these pockets inside. Well, this one's starting to show. We got our cauliflower starting to head up. There's a couple heads here that are a little bit too big. I don't know if they'll make it through the week, so I might, like that, might take it to market. But cauliflower looks like it's at least, woo, holy cow. Cauliflower's at least 2 weeks out. And it looks like how we're going to do this is broccoli 1 week, and cauliflower the next, and then later on in the year I'll try to remember which week's got the broccoli and cauliflower and switch those up. Because even with 40 plants of cauliflower, they're not all going to produce or produce at the same time. And same with the broccoli. I think there's 50 of them in there. You can see, just surrounded by these wonderful tomatoes. This row went in a little later. These are the original ones. They're just looking great. This heat will really turn them on as well now. And of course the kale we've been harvesting from and will continue to. So for the most part, I think that's everything. Yeah, flower-wise, there isn't much right now. We'll have to mow down this acre before those thistles really start flowering, so that'll be next week. Probably something I'll do if it cools off or doesn't rain or something, but this acre has to be cut down because this is going to be our second sunflower field since the pigs were on here last year and a little bit this year. The first sunflower field, actually, let's see how that's filling in. These seeds went down right before a rain, but not all of them got covered because the till broke. And so we've got some bare spots. Oh, look, the deer have been messing around. Great. Oh yeah, so we got sunflowers coming up. They should fill in and yeah, it'll be great. Oh, it smells nice here. Must be the mustard. All right, anyway. I just wanted to do a quick tour with everybody. I guess it wasn't that quick, it was 10 minutes. But I will see everybody later.